Welcome to my tab trailer maintenance series. The carbon monoxide and propane detector in your tab trailer has an end of life. For my 2015 Tab Max S, that time has come. So today we're going to go through the really easy process of replacing it. Let's get at it. Hello Tabbers, my name is Mark. Welcome to my 2015 Tab Max S trailer. My wife and I just got back from a trip to Little Diamond Lake. Really nice time out there. A little bit of noisy neighbors, but no big deal. Wanted to talk about something that needs to be a little bit of maintenance that needs to be done on my trailer today. This is an Atwood 36636 carbon monoxide and propane detector made by Atwood. It is finally telling us it's bad. You know that they have a certain lifespan, and it started in the trip. It started giving us the single beep, beep, and a few, 15 seconds later it would beep, and 15 seconds later it would beep, and it's telling us it's end of life. So today we're going to do a real quick little swap out. No big deal. Really fast little video here for you. Again, before you do any work on your trailer, disconnect your battery. Disconnect your street power, and you're ready to go. So this is really easy. There's a little slot in the top here. You're going to put a little flat blade screwdriver in that slot like that, and you're going to push down. That takes the bezel off. Then you're going to take what is called an Anderson bit, little square bit, looks like that, and you're just going to remove the 4 screws. And pull it out a little bit. Inside you're going to find 3 cables, and you're just going to reach in there and cut them real close, just like that. And this guy comes out. So let's go on in. I want to spend a couple minutes with you, talk to you about this guy and what you need when you go to replace. So let's head on in. Okay, here we are back inside. This is my Atwood 36636 carbon monoxide propane detector. You all know that these guys age out. They have a certain lifespan, and my trailer's 2015, and if you look at the back, I don't know if you can read that, but that says January 10th, 2014. Well, what the heck, right? This guy's almost 12 years old, and it's supposed to age out in 5. What's the deal with that? Well, this doesn't age out by date. This ages out by runtime. Now, my trailer, in the winter here, I disconnect the battery, I disconnect it from street power, and this guy is off for a significant amount of the year. That's why this guy, even though he's 12 years physically old, he's only about 7 years old, 5 to 7 years old electrically by the timer that's in here. So yes, you can replace these every 5 to 7 years on your calendar if you want to. There's nothing wrong with that other than it's expensive. Or you can wait until it tells you that it's time. And mine was a little power light was blinking, going deep, deep, just basically telling me that it was time to replace it. So when you go to replace these, there are a lot available online. Atwood has been bought out. They no longer exist as Atwood, so you can't find these. You can find them on eBay, but you don't want to buy them off eBay because they're already old and you don't know the condition of them. So this is no longer, I would consider this no longer available. But when you buy one of these, there are cheap ones you can buy. Don't buy the cheap ones. The type you want to buy is there's a term here. This guy says it conforms to UL standard 1484 and 2034. Now, Underwriters Laboratories test these guys to make sure that they're sensitive. A lot of the cheap ones you can get from China, you know, the $40 dudes, they're not sensitive at all, and you can get significant amount of carbon monoxide in your trailer or propane buildup, and it won't alert you. So the most important thing is you're looking for it to meet this standard. The other thing that's important is physical size, right? They come in all different crazy shapes now, much smaller. Some of them are small and wide, and some are tall, and they're not the right shape, because this guy mounted in a hole. You can see that it's got a certain size back here, and they cut into the cabinet. And so when I went to look for one, aside from meeting the UL standard, I needed one the same size. And this one works great. It meets the standard. This is made by Safety Alert. It's a 45 series. It's a 45-742 BL, and that's black. They come in white. I put a black bodega refrigerator in my trailer, so my trailer's sort of turning black inside, and so I decided to go with a black guy instead of the white guy. No big deal, but it couldn't be any simpler. There are 2 wires, a black and a red. On your old one, there were 3 wires, 2 reds and 1 black. That's no big deal. These were both connected to the same place, and this was connected to the same place. So all I'm gonna do is, since this is, if we look, it is the same size as the previous one. All I have to do is screw this on and hook these onto my wires. No big deal. You can use a butt connector. I'm going to solder. It is absolutely no big deal. We'll go ahead and get that mounted up, and we'll be done. Couldn't be easier. But I just wanted to get 2 points to you. One is it needs to be UL listed to these 2 standards, and 2, get it the right size. A lot of people have bought the ones that are too narrow this way or too narrow this way, and you've got this weird hole left in your cabinet. So let's go ahead and get this mounted. Okay, here we are back inside. I'm just going to stuff the 2 wires back inside, put the unit in. The other one came with 4 screws at the corner. This one's got 2 places to screw on the side. That's no big deal. So we're just going to take a screwdriver and mount it. The only thing you want to be careful, just get it, get it square so it looks good. No big deal, just using the original screws that came with it, or 2 of them. Let's get this guy exactly right. That looks really good. Down a little bit. Up a little bit. Something like that. And there we go. and it's mounted. Couldn't be any easier. So in the back, I'm going to open this cupboard up, and I'm going to solder my wires, but you can use those butt connectors with crimp if you want to. However you want to connect it. This is a low current device. No big deal. I like to solder because it's kind of a permanent thing. We'll go ahead and do that, and we'll come back and we'll test it out. No big deal. Just a test button. Beep. Back in a bit. Okay, I have finished soldering it. In trailers, your white wire in the trailer is ground, so the white wire will hook to the black wire. You can see that. White wire will hook to the black wire of the detector. And on my trailer, it's a yellow wire is positive. Yours may be a different color. That just happens to be the circuit that I'm connected to. So my white wire goes to black, my yellow wire goes to red. And we're hooked up. Let's go ahead and turn on the battery to my trailer, and this guy takes a few minutes of initialization before he'll power up, and then we'll run a test. Okay, the blinking green light means that he is running initialization. He's got to basically warm up, get the sensor set up, and then he will go green, and we'll be ready to go, and we'll push the test button. So we'll get back after that's finished warming up. Alrighty then, we're all hooked up. The green light here is on solid. It takes about 10 minutes for it to initialize the first time you power it on. Little test button right here. Wow, seriously loud. And back to green. We're good to go. Couldn't get any simpler than that, folks. But again, these guys do, they wear out, they age out. You can replace them every 5 years if you want to, or you can wait until they'll actually tell you that it's time to swap them out. Mine lasted 12 years, and last camp out, it started beeping, single beep, and it's telling us time to replace it. So I did. Took me, oh, I don't know, 15 minutes. No big deal. So we'll see you in the next one. Safe travels. Bye-bye.